For as long as anyone could remember, Madam Sade's bead shop was the most famous place in the city. Everyone said a spirit beads could bring protection, love, and wealth. But there was a dark secret behind her success. If you want to know what Madam Sade did with her beads, please make sure you watch this video till the end. Hello guys, welcome to African Folktales by Ujed. If this is your first time on this channel, you're welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. Please make sure you click on that red button that says subscribe, and please don't forget to turn on your post notification so that you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. And don't forget to like, comment, and share with your family and friends. Thank you guys. Madam Sade was a tall, elegant woman, always dressed in bright colored gowns. She had shining black hair, which she wrapped in a beautiful cloth that made her look like royalty. Her shop was full of glittering beads of all shapes and colors. There were golden beads, red ones, and even beads that shined like diamonds. People came from far and wide to buy her beads because they believed the beads had special powers. Some people even said that after they bought the beads, good things happened to them. They got new jobs, found love, and some became very rich. Madam Sade's shop had grown so big that she now owned 3 of them in different parts of the city. Her biggest shop was a sight to see. It had tall glass windows that sparkled in the sunlight, and there were always people standing outside, staring at the colorful beads. Inside, the smell of sweet incense filled the air, and soft music played. Our workers were always smiling and kind. They wore matching uniforms with bead designed on them, and they knew all about the beads. But Madam Sade's life wasn't always like this. A long time ago, before she became rich, she was a poor woman living in a small village. She learned to make beads from her grandmother, who used to sell them in the local market. But no one bought from Sade because there were many others selling the same thing. She struggled for years trying to find a way to make a bead special. One day, Sade met an old woman who told her about a secret way to make beads that would make people want them more. The old woman taught her how to enchant the beads with magic, but it wasn't good magic. The beads would make people feel like they were protected or lucky. But in truth, once someone bought them, they fell under Sade's control. They couldn't think for themselves anymore, and whatever she told them to do, they would obey. Madam Sade grew rich and famous because everyone loved her beads. People trusted and believed in the magic of the spirit beads. Her customers were always smiling, but what they didn't know was that their happiness was no longer their own. It was Madam Sade who controlled their hearts and minds. One day, a young man named Kofi came to buy a set of beads for his fiancée, Amina. He wanted to impress her with the beautiful beads that everyone was talking about. He walked into Madam Sade's shop and was welcomed by her workers, who smiled and showed him different types of beads. Finally, he picked out a set of golden beads. Madam Sade smiled at him and wrapped them in a shiny cloth. This bead will bring love and happiness to your fiancé, she said. Kofi was so happy as he left the shop, but he didn't know the danger that was waiting for him. As soon as Kofi put the bead on his fiancée, strange things began to happen. He couldn't stop thinking about Madam Sade's shop. Every day, he felt the need to go back there. He started acting differently. He was no longer his usual self. He became quiet and distant, always staring into space as if someone else was controlling him. Amina noticed the change in Kofi. At first, she thought he was just tired, but soon she realized something was wrong. He was no longer making his own decisions. Whenever she asked him something, he would answer like a robot. One day, Amina followed Kofi when he went to Madam Sade's shop again. She stood outside, watching as Kofi picked up another set of beads and left without even speaking to anyone. It was like he was in a trance. Worried, Amina went to see an old spiritualist in the village. The spiritualist was a wise man who had seen many strange things in his life. When Amina told him about the beads and how Kofi had changed, the old man nodded. "The beads are enchanted with magic," he said. "Madam Sade controls all our customers through those beads. If we don't act fast, Kofi will lose himself completely." The spiritualist gave Amina a special charm that could break the spell. "Take this and place it on Kofi's bead. It will weaken Madam Sade's power over him." That night, Amina did as the spiritualist told her. She placed the charm on the golden beads. At first, nothing happened, but soon, Kofi's eye cleared and he blinked like someone waking up from a long sleep. "Amina, what is happening?" he asked, confused. He didn't remember anything that had happened after he bought the beads. Amina was overjoyed to have Kofi back. Together, they returned to the spiritualist who helped them create a plan to stop Madam Sade. They knew they couldn't fight her alone because her magic was strong. The spiritualist gathered other people in the village who had been affected by the beads. With the spiritualist's help, they destroyed their beads, freeing themselves from Madam Sade's control. When Madam Sade realized that her power was slipping, she became furious. But without her enchanted beads, she could no longer control anyone. People stopped coming to her shop, and soon all her stores were empty. In the end, Madam Sade lost everything because of her greed and the dark magic she used. The people she had controlled were free, and Kofi and Amina lived happily ever after. So guys, what do you think about the story? And guys, the moral of this story is that true success comes from hard work and honesty, not from cheating or hurting others. Magic or trick might bring temporary success, but in the end, it is kindness and fairness that win. The moral of this story also tells us that power gained through deceit and harm will never last. In the end, only honesty, love, and kindness can bring happiness. Be wary of things that seems too good to be true, and always trust your heart when something feels wrong, because true freedom comes from making your own choice. So guys, if you watched up till this moment, I really appreciate. Thank you so much, and please don't forget to comment, like, and share with your friends. And please click on that red button that says subscribe and turn on your post notifications